Good evening, and thank you for joining us today for a special board meeting of the Romulus Community Schools, March 30th, 2020. We're going to call this meeting to order. Can we have a roll call, please, Ms. Wester?
Funderburg. Piles.
Present.
Here. Sorry.
Martell. Beard.
Present.
Terrell.
Present.
Wester. Present. Kennard.
Present.
We have a quorum.
I'm sorry, did you call my name as well?
Yes, I did.
Okay, here. We do have a quorum. At this point in time, please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before we approve this agenda, I want to make a motion for a couple amendments, most notably the interim superintendent update, and also a resolution regarding this remote public meeting and hearing, which I will read into the record shortly. And then lastly, I wanted to do a brief tribute to my good friend, State Representative Isaac Robinson, who passed away yesterday. So at this time, I make a motion to amend that agenda as such. Do I have support, please?
Support. Piles.
Moved by Martell, supported by Piles. Roll call, please, Ms. Wester.
Piles.
Yes.
Beard.
Yeah.
Terrell.
Yes.
Funderburg.
Yes.
Wester. Yes. Kennard.
Yes.
Martell.
Yes. Unanimous. Approved unanimously. So before we begin, I would like to make a motion for the board to approve this resolution effective March 30th, 2020 by the Romulus Community Schools Board of Education. It's a resolution regarding the public comment during remote public meetings and hearings, whereas Governor Whitmer has issued Executive Order 2020-15, which temporarily authorizes remote participation in public meetings and hearings and describes the manner in which public meetings and hearings may be held remotely. Whereas in accordance with Executive Order 2020-15, the district has published notice that the public may comment at a remote board meeting by calling into the meeting and in addition by emailing a comment to the board president. Whereas to effectuate remote public comment, the Board of Education for the Romulus Community Schools proposes to adopt the following process. 1, at the time designated for public comment, the board president will call on each caller by referencing the caller's area code and last 2 digits of the caller's phone number. 2, the caller will be asked to unmute his or her phone by pressing *6. 3, the caller will then have the opportunity to make a public comment. 4, at the conclusion of the caller's public comment, the board president will direct that caller's phone to be muted. 5, after all callers have had the opportunity to make a public comment, the board president will read the email public comments into the record. Therefore, the Board of Education of the Romulus Community Schools moves to adopt this resolution regarding public comment during remote public meetings and hearings. So moved by myself, Martell. Do we have support?
Support. Piles.
Moved by Martell, supported by Piles. Can we have a roll call, please?
Piles.
Yes.
Beard.
Yeah.
Funderburg.
Yes.
Terrell.
Yes.
Kennard.
Yes.
Wester. Yes. Martell.
Yes. The resolution is approved or adopted unanimously. moving forward, I just want to take, as mentioned previously, I just want to take a brief moment uh, to acknowledge and pay tribute, and just a brief moment of silence for my good friend, State Representative William Isaac Robinson, who passed away just yesterday. You know, he was one of the hardest workers in the state of Michigan, a fighter for the people, just an all-around good guy, and he's going to be greatly missed. I know throughout Wayne County, his presence has been felt, and I just want to take a moment just to acknowledge him and the work he's done. Thank you. Moving forward, I'm sorry, Miss. I'm going to turn the floor over to Miss Nicole Crockett. I know she had a couple things that she wanted to provide updates on, and then we will move into the public comment section.
Good evening. I won't go through every single thing, but I just wanted to discuss a couple items. I hate to start with bad news, but I just want the public to know and understand that due to decreased staffing, we had to eliminate food service at Barth Elementary School. So we are now down to 4 locations. We have had two confirmed cases of COVID-19 at central office. There have been various family members or staff across the district who have been infected. So, you know, we understand that this is a very, very serious thing. We have posted the screening process for the Michigan Department of Health. There are guidelines that must be posted at every entrance that's going to be used. So that has been done. Every employee who comes into work has to answer some questions with respect to their health. Moving away from that, obviously we are still waiting for MDE and the governor's office to give us information on what is going to happen with schools. We are particularly concerned about our high school seniors. Not that everyone else is not important, but you know, this is a very important time in their lives, and then their parents' lives, their families' lives. So we are working with the high school to just provide them with whatever support that we can, just reassure them that we're here, we haven't forgotten about them, and that we are working on their case especially. I'm also working with our curriculum support team, and right now elementary educators to clarify some curriculum issues and some curriculum needs. So those are things that are being worked on this week. And then lastly, the RFP for contract negotiations are in the process of being properly posted to the state websites through Wayne RESA.
Thank you, Ms. Crockett.
You're welcome.
So at this point in time, we are going to move into the public comment agenda item. And this is for agenda items only. If we have any individuals from the public that have a comment regarding agenda items only, at this time, I see that we have 2 callers that potentially could be public here for public comment. 734 with the last 2 of 01, or 734 with the last of 72. If either is here for the public comment regarding what on the agenda today, all we have is 2 personnel matters. So if either is here for the public comment, please press *6, announce your name, and please introduce yourself. Okay, moving forward, I do not have anything in my email from regarding the public comment. So we are going to move forward. Again, at the end, there is another opportunity for the public to comment on items at large. But at this point in time, we are going to move into agenda item 5, which is action for a personnel matter regarding Mr. Hall. The board will be considering a personnel matter regarding Mr. Hall. He has not indicated that he would like this matter to be in closed session. So at this point in time, unless it's indicated otherwise, we're going to move forward in open session. Is there a request for a closed session at this time?
Yes, there is a request for closed session.
Okay. Is Mr. Hall with us as well?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so we
We are
Okay.
requesting in the closed session.
Okay, excellent. So at this time, the board, so we will have a vote to go in the closed, and then we will provide the information to move into the closed session.
How will that be provided?
Ms. Satchel,
I will email it to whoever the board directs me to email it to. The phone number.
would you
So
like?
board members, we have that invitation already. Does Mr. Hall have that invite yet?
No, I will. So I'll email it to whoever you tell me to email it to.
Well, we have to email it to Mr. Hall. And you will be there.
Okay. At this point in time, then we will. Sorry.
His representatives need it as well.
Ms. Satchel.
Mr. Hall does not have the right to an attorney in these proceedings. It's up to the board to decide who goes into closed session. So I leave that to the board to decide if you want to take a vote on that issue.
Well, I disagree with that. He does have a right to have an attorney in the closed session, and he and only he can opt to go into the closed session with whatever representative he wants.
Yes, and I opt to go into the closed session with my legal counsel.
There a motion from the board to permit Mr. Hall to, or consent to Mr. Hall having counsel within the closed session.
This is Judy Kennard speaking. I make a motion to have Mr. Hall go into closed session with consent with legal representation.
Moved by Ms. Kennard. Is there support?
Wester supports.
Moved by Kennard, supported by Wester. Ms. Wester, can you do a roll call, please? I'm sorry, excuse me. Is there any discussion? There's no dis-
So yes, I had consulted with our district legal as well as MASB legal, and for the superintendent discussion, there's not a right to legal counsel in our closed session.
Any further discussion? Okay, at this point in time, Ms. Wester, please do a roll call. Moved by Kennard, supported by Wester. And this is for the board to give consent for have counsel in this closed session.
Piles,
No.
Kennard,
Yes.
Terrell. Terrell,
Ms. Terrell, you're on mute.
Yes.
Beard,
No.
Thunderbird,
Doesn't matter to me. Yes, doesn't matter to me.
Wester, yes. Martell,
Yes. Motion passes 5-2. So please email Mr. Hall and Mr. And his counsel, Mr. Butler, the closed session link, and we will reconvene in closed session. All board members, please remember to leave this session before going into the closed session meeting. And we need to vote to go into closed session. At this point in time, at the request of Mr. Hall, I move to go into closed session. Is there support?
I'm sorry, I thought that's what we just voted on, was to go
No,
into closed session with the
No.
attorney.
No, we voted to give him consent to
Okay,
bring his attorney into closed session. At this
Okay.
point in time, at his request, I'm moving to go into closed session.
okay.
Moved by Martell. Is there support, please?
Support. Wester supports.
Supported by Wester. Roll call, please.
Beard.
Yes.
Thunderbird.
Yes,
Piles.
Yes.
Terrell.
yes.
Kennard.
Yes.
Wester, yes. Martell.
Yes, unanimous. At this point, it passes unanimous. We're gonna go into closed session now at 6:17. And again, members, please be sure to leave the open meeting, and upon finishing with closed session, we will re-enter. So at this point in time, we will reconvene in the closed session for Mr. Hall. Thank you.
So what do I do? Push the what button? Okay, I'm on a cell phone. I dialed in. Okay. So somebody has to, okay.
Thank you for joining us. After deliberation, we are going to come out of closed session. I would hereby like to make a motion to come out of closed session. Do I have support?
Support. This is Judy.
Motion by myself, Martell, supported by Ms. Kennard. Ms. Wester, can you have a roll call, please?
Piles,
Yes.
Beard. Beard,
Yes.
Thunderbird,
Yes.
Terrell,
Yes.
Kennard,
Yes.
Wester, yes, Martell.
Yes, we are out of closed session. It is 7:54 p.m. And as discussed prior to leaving, we went into closed session at the request of Mr. Hall to discuss a personnel matter. The board has had time to deliberate, excuse me. At this point in time, I'm going to make a motion to rescind the appointment of Lanoya Hall as superintendent effective July 1st, 2020, and to provide him with notice that the board will not renew and will terminate his superintendent contract effective June 30th, 2020, for the first two reasons stated in the March 10th, 2020 notice that was previously provided to Mr. Hall. Do I have support?
Second.
Support.
Who did the support?
Who supported that, please?
Thunderbird.
Okay,
Thank you.
moved by myself, supported by Ms. Funderburg. Is there any discussion, please? If there's no discussion, then we will have a roll call vote. Ms. Wester?
Piles,
Yes.
Beard,
Yes.
Thunderbird,
Yes.
Kennard,
No.
Terrell,
No.
Wester is no, Martell,
Yes. And the motion is approved, or is approved 4-3. At this point in time, and we are going to move on with action item 6, which is the action on a personnel matter. This is also closed session upon request. Do we have Dr. Denise Floyd present at the meeting? Ms. Satchell, can you chime in on how to proceed at this point?
Ask Dr. Floyd if she could press *6, and then let's see if she's available.
I don't believe she's present in the meeting.
I don't see.
If she's not present, then and you have not received a request to go into closed, then the matter has to be discussed in open.
Okay. There's anybody here that represents Ms. Floyd and wishes to speak on her behalf as far as requesting a closed session? Please do so at this time.
They have to push *6.
Push *6 to unmute yourself. If there is nobody here representing Ms. Floyd, and Ms. Floyd has received notice and not requested a closed session at this point, we are going to move forward with discussing this personnel matter.
Mr. Martell, if I
Yes,
may.
ma'am.
If I'm not mistaken, I do see that Attorney Butler is on the line. So
He is.
Mr. Butler has advised me that he's not representing Dr. Floyd with regard to tonight's proceedings.
Okay.
And Ms. Sachital, the board can only go into closed session to discuss a personnel matter upon request by the employee, correct?
That's correct. So you'll have to discuss in open since that
Okay,
hasn't
so
been granted.
I just want to put out one final call. If there's anybody here to speak on behalf of Ms. Floyd, or if Ms. Floyd is present, to please speak up at this time. Okay. So unless there's any objections at this time, I'm going to move forward with discussing the personnel matter of Dr. Denise Floyd. Today, the board will be considering a personnel matter regarding Ms. Floyd. She has not indicated that she would like this matter to be heard in closed session. She has received notice. So this matter will be addressed in open session. The board will be deciding whether to send Dr. Denise Floyd notice. It is considering not renewing, not extending, and also terminating her employment contract. A copy of the proposed notice has been provided to board members via email and will be included as part of the meeting minutes. I will note that this is just a notice that the board is considering non-renewal and termination, not that the board has decided to or decided not to renew and to terminate. Is there any discussion?
So did you read that? Are we covered on the motion? I'm sorry.
We are not
Here yet.
there
I just
yet.
didn't know. Okay. I didn't know for terms of discussion. I was just inquiring.
Miss Sachital, do we have to do, as we normally do, a motion and support prior to discussion? Is that necessary at this moment, or?
You can do it that way and then have discussion, or you can
Sure,
have
I just want to be fully compliant. So for purposes of discussion, I make a motion to provide Dr. Denise Floyd with notice that the board will be considering not renewing, not extending, and also terminating her employment contract for the reasons stated in the proposed notice, which, do we have support?
Support.
Moved by Martell, supported by Files. Discussion, please.
I did have a question.
Please.
So is our investigation complete or is it still open?
it is still open.
Okay.
And I believe Dr. Floyd is scheduled to be interviewed at some point this week.
Okay.
So are we able then to discuss what was found in the investigation thus far? Can you give us an update on that?
I believe that there's been some additional information that came out last week. There was a complaint made by Mr. Sipes. And that complaint included some additional information regarding Dr. Floyd's alleged misuse of school district resources, including special education staff. I believe that we received that information on Thursday or Friday last week. I'm not sure. So we did include that in the notice. Just again, to reiterate what Mr. Martell said, this is just a notice of consideration. You do have an April 1 deadline on this. So this is in the event that the investigation concludes that Dr. Floyd engaged in the behavior that she's been accused of, you would have preserved your right to move forward as you see fit. But that determination has not yet been made. The investigation is still ongoing.
Thank you.
Any additional discussion? Okay, and just for the record, board members, the all received notice regarding the specific reasons. Okay, if there's no further discussion, then we're going to move forward with the vote. Ms. Wester, please, roll call.
Thunderbird,
Yes.
Beard,
Yes.
sorry, I couldn't hear you. Terrell,
Yes.
Kennard,
No.
Piles,
Yes.
Wester, yes, Martell,
Yes. Motion passes 6-1. Again, just for the record, this was a motion to provide Dr. Denise Floyd with notice that the board will be considering not renewing, not extending, and terminating her employment contract for the reasons stated in the proposed notice, which she was served. Or did she?
Mr. President, can I rescind my vote?
I'm sorry?
Can I rescind my vote? This is Judy.
Okay, Ms. Sachito, you want to address that?
I'm not sure what the answer to that is.
You want to rescind it and do what? You want to change your vote?
Yes, I want to change my vote.
I suppose you could make the motion again.
Take it, retake it.
I know. I didn't quite understand the motion. I didn't hear all of it.
Okay, is there anybody opposed to letting, or to, anybody opposed to permitting Ms. Kennard, or from changing her position as it changing her vote as it relates to this issue?
Mr. Martell, I would just hold the vote again if that's what the board wants to do.
So, okay, due to, is this going to put us in any type of legal predicament? Because if so, I would just leave it alone.
Mr. President, I would request, since we are uncertain, that we not take that risk. I mean, it can be noted, that Ms. Kennard did request that. And the only reason we didn't revote was simply because we were unsure and we didn't want to compromise the district's position by taking a vote after we voted.
I can respect that. I can respect that. Please put it in the minutes.
Right, I can agree to that.
Please put it in the minutes. Ms. Kennard did request to change your vote, etc. It's to a 7-0. But as it stands, the motion passed on the 6-1. And so again, that motion was to provide Dr. Denise Floyd with notice that the board will be considering not renewing, not extending, and terminating her employment contract for the reasons stated in the proposed notice. And before we move into the next part, public comment, I just want to say that it is my hopes that a reasonable resolution will be explored and sought after. And so here we are, public comment, sections, item 7. Do we have any public comments at this time? I believe that is Mr. Hall, if I'm correct. Do we have, because I've received no emails, have we been posting the phone number, etc., during our absence? Okay. Okay, excellent. Yeah, please do. Okay. And just for clarification, my reasonable resolution comment was in regards to our first personnel matter, not the second one, to which the second one was only a notice that we'll be considering. Thank you, sir. Okay, so at this point in time, this concludes the public comment. And we are going to move forward with adjournment. Do we have a motion for adjournment, please?
Wester,
So moved by Ms. Wester,
Second,
supported by Ms. Piles. Can we have a roll call, please?
Piles,
yes.
Funderburg,
Yes.
Beard,
Yeah.
Terrell,
Yes.
Kennard,
Yes.
Wester, yes. Martell,
Yes. At this point in time, meeting is adjourned. It is 8:11 p.m. I just want to say that I hope everybody feels better, and thank you to the community for joining us in our next meeting when we post it. Thank you again, and you have a blessed day.
Hope you feel better, Judy.
Yeah, feel
Thank
better,
you.
Judy.
take care, Judy.
Yeah, thank
All right.
you.
Bye, Judy.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Make sure you guys hit leave.
Leaving.